So the mayor of Yakima wants to silence you, but she gets schooled as a 911 operator educates her about the law. Yes, this really happened a few days ago, and I'll play the 911 call in its entirety in a second. And you can also link to it down below and download it from my website if you want. So let's get into the backstory here. First of all, most of my regular viewers will be familiar with the 6 current initiatives that are to the legislature for which people are actually gathering signatures right now. And I've volunteered to help collect signatures in the recent past, as I often do while I'm traveling around the state. Now, in this case, I interviewed the prime sponsor of these initiatives, Brian Haywood, earlier this year. And actually, you can go to those interviews, link down below, and you can see them for yourself. And obviously, the extreme left is freaked out by these initiatives. I mean, they're seriously freaked out right now. And I think they're losing their collective minds. As you can see from the information that I've linked to down below and our past conversations on the subject, 4 of these initiatives actually reduce taxes. For example, they reduce the tax burden on you and I and other Washington state residents. One of them allows the police to actually chase violent criminals once again. And the other one confirms that parents have the right to know what strangers are doing to their kids at school or in unsupervised medical settings. Now, you can read the initiatives for yourself, again, link below at the Let's Go Washington website if you want to learn more. But in order for these initiatives to be successful, they, of course, first need to collect approximately 325,000 signatures each, or to be safe, roughly 400,000 signatures each, which they need to turn in at the end of the year. Now, if there is one thing that the left hates more than anything else, it is when people actually participate in the political process and try to restrict the abusive practices that the left supports so much. So in the city of Yakima in eastern Washington, they made the mistake of electing a city council candidate who is now mayor of the city, named Janice Deccio, who was supported by the Washington State Democrats, SEIU, and an extreme anti-gun organization when she was first elected to office. Now, I've linked to her Public Disclosure Commission filings down below so you can actually see for yourself. Her background as a licensed masseuse with a degree in mass media communications was an excellent skill set for this office. However, she can't stand it when people want to participate in the political process by gathering signatures in the city of Yakima. So she thought this was so horrible that she actually called 911 to report on these basically signature gatherers. And I'll quote from her own statement, far-right signature gatherers collecting signatures outside of Walmart in Yakima. Now, in the city of Yakima, there's no greater crime apparently than this. So listen to this call for yourself.
911.
Hi, this is Mayor Deccio. I know that this isn't an emergency call, but I need to talk to somebody. I've emailed the chief, but there's some far right-wing petitioners at Walmart, and they're not leaving after Walmart has asked them repeatedly to do so, and the police have not taken them off the premises.
We did have a call of that earlier. Who is this?
This is Mayor Deccio.
Okay. Let me let you talk to my supervisor, but I do know that the officers have let them know that they would have to have a court order to have them removed.
It's on private property? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the legalities of that, but let me get you to my supervisor.
Okay.
Yes, that's just Nicole.
Hi, this is Mayor Deccio, and I have had some constituents call me to tell me about some right-wing petitioners over at Walmart, and that Walmart does not want them on their property, and the police have come out and told them that they can't do anything about it. And I'm wondering, how can that be? If petitioners were on my yard, the police could take them out if they were on my private property.
I can just read you what this email I have from legal says, or if you want to talk to a sergeant, I can have them call you as well. But basically, it says under Washington law of right to access on private property for political purpose, it extends to the circulation of petitions. It says that for this reason, the city of Yakima will not remove petition signature gatherers absent a court order issued by Yakima Superior Court prohibiting the group from collecting signatures.
Even if they were on my yard?
Yeah, it has to do with the right of access on private property for political purposes.
That's insane. So Walmart has no rights.
They have to go to get an order from Superior Court prohibiting a group from collecting signatures, is what this says.
Okay. And how long does that take?
I would have no idea about that.
Okay.
I can have the sergeant give you a call if you'd like to. He might have more information. I'm just reading what they've sent to me as far as that goes.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me a call.
Okay, what's your phone number?
I'll give my personal one. It's 509-307-1880.
Okay, I'll have him give you a call.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now, I will point out that her general confusion over this issue had to do with the public accommodation laws, which generally have been interpreted that when public organizations like Walmart or like Fred Meyer's or like Safeway and other places, that they allow one group to solicit outside their doors, that they're not allowed to discriminate against others. This is particularly true when it comes to public participation, like collecting signatures. Now, I guarantee this mayor wouldn't call 911 if it was a leftist cause that she supports, like taking away your constitutional right to protect yourself. Judging from her generous campaign donors in the past, she would support her residents becoming a victim of criminals by not allowing them to defend themselves. However, if they dare to collect signatures trying to reduce taxes, well, my friends, that is certainly the bridge way too far, and on that hill she certainly plans to fight. How dare people want to reduce their gas taxes or let police chase real criminals? And God knows this mayor certainly doesn't want parents to know what other adults are doing to their kids when those parents aren't around. Now, this mayor won't do anything to reduce crime, taxes, or improve the lives of people who live in Yakima, and instead she will turn signature gathering into an emergency and use up city emergency resources trying to stifle such a scary right-wing activity. Now, obviously, this mayor is generally ignorant of the law. She can't distinguish the difference between Walmart and her own front yard. However, she isn't alone. In fact, I'd say, unfortunately, she fits the typical profile of ignorance and incompetence that we see so often on display in our elected officials and our senior bureaucrats. I mean, they rarely get involved when people are being harmed by criminals in the community. When that happens, they just wring their hands and say that they can do nothing. They look the other way when there is corruption on their watch, or they try to hide from the truth from the public at all times. They're happy to squander millions of taxpayer dollars funding grant grifting operations in their community every year. However, if you dare to want to reduce the taxes to the state, that, above all else, is a crime that must be punished, so they will call 911. If your elected officials are trying to stifle your ability to participate in the political process, let me know, and I'll be willing to do a story on them as well. Or you can report what you're experiencing yourself. You can also try to reach out to your legacy media, if for no other reason than just to prove that they don't really care and they certainly won't report the truth. Keep getting those signatures out there. Making a difference is important, and if you're going to annoy useless political leaders like this mayor of Yakima, all the better. But remember, you can only make an impact if you show up. Sitting at home, crying in your beer, hiding in your bunker, or yelling at the screen will achieve absolutely nothing. You have to show up, because the future belongs to those who show up.